Hi guys, so this is the look we're doing today. To be honest, it's based off an illamasqua poster. A lot of you will probably recognise it from that. I love this look. I've done it a couple of times the way illamasqua had it, which is the very neutral, almost vintagey eye. And then I thought, you know, those speckly dots make me think of feathers, and I had the illamasqua Empower palette with a duochrome eyeshadow in it with browny green that also makes me think of feathers, because there's plenty of birds out there that have like a greeny duochrome. And then I got a fantastic inglot colour when my parents and I were in London before Christmas, and I just thought they'd look amazing together, and I smooshed them all together, tried it, loved it, and then just wanted to film a tutorial for it. I realised I've been lax with tutorials, so sorry. I had said in an earlier video that I was going to film a vlog explaining why I've been AWOL, and I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to film it next. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial, and I'll see you in just a second with slightly less makeup on. Okay guys, so as ever I have used my Urban Decay primer potion. This happens to be the one in Eden. When I go to replace it, I think I might just go back to the normal one. I don't see a huge amount of difference. So yeah, I'll just end up with the normal one probably, just for, yeah, why not. So next I'm going to apply my brow colour, and for once this is not going to be Blanc Type from MAC. It's going to be this, well, a bit of this. This is one of the rainbow shades from Inglot in 111R. I took it out and had a look, and I'm going to focus on the very lightest side of this. So this is a bit more pinky based than Blanc Type would be, and just getting that onto brow bone. I find with these colours, if you're wanting to particularly use the lightest or the darkest, it's fine. It's only if you want to use the middle one, it's the one that's a bit of a pest. But the lighter end of this has worn down a lot faster than the dark end, which was somewhat predictable. So next what I'm going to do is just mark out kind of my crease and just kind of a transition shade. So I'm going to be going into the illamasqua Empower palette, and I'm using the brown colour. We're also going to be using the greeny brown iridescent colour underneath there, but for now just the matte pale brown. And I'm using the fluffy MAC 224 and just getting that into your crease. Now I'm going to be going quite high up with this just because the green colour that we're putting into the crease is reasonably high up, and I want this to help fade out the edges of that, so it obviously has to go higher. Obviously, depending on your skin tone, you might have to use a darker brown or a little bit more of it. Don't know why I closed that palette, because we're using that for the lid colour. As I said, the iridescent greeny one here. This is quite a pigmented eyeshadow. If you're looking for alternative colours, there's an illamasqua pigment, but if you're looking for an alternative, it's probably because you don't have access to illamasqua. MAC have an eyeshadow called Club, which is a brown with a green duochrome. I believe there's also a Too Faced colour that's similar, and I think one of the Kat Von D colour transform ones looks like it's going to be a dupe for this. But I don't have access to that because they don't sell that anywhere in Scotland, so don't take my word for it, go and have a look instead. Okay, so just a light layer of that. I find if you build it up it becomes more of a reddy brown tone, which I don't really want for this look. Sorry, that was just a MAC 239 I was using for that, just in case anyone wondering. Next brush I'm using is a Real Techniques Essential Crease Brush. This, I believe, was actually exclusive to a kit that I bought, so it's so essential that you can only get it in the kit. But anyway, it is just a much smaller domed brush, so that's it beside the 224 for comparison. And this next colour is one of the pigments, loose eyeshadows, whatever you want to call them, from Inglot in number 70, which is just this amazing jade green. Love it. And I've got a bit in the lid, so I don't need to work out the jar. So I'm going to start just getting that on the very end of the brush, so I'm just kind of like tapping it in, not swirling. And I'm just going to start packing this in around my crease. Judge for yourself how far in you want to bring the colour. I usually bring it in just about level, if not just past my pupil, and bring it in a little towards the edge of the eye here. And then I'm just going to go back in with 224 and blend this out. And I'm just going to be going backwards and forward those two brushes, just building up the colour and also the shape that I want. So I'm quite happy with the shape, happy with the blended edges. Just one last time I'll get the very end of that essential crease brush and just build up the intensity towards the centre where we've put that green. And I just need to clean up that edge a little bit around there. Now I actually have a spot just under here, so it looks slightly uneven on camera and it's not really. Anyway, I will leave it for just now. And then for an inner corner highlight, I have a very, actually it's not that subtle now on camera. I've actually just opted to use a Stila liner in Pearl, just a white eyeliner. I think even drugstore brands other than NYX have started bringing these out now. And just blending it slightly. Ooh, a grumpy bunny. Slightly with my forefinger. I prefer blending pencils with your finger just because the heat, your body heat will melt it a little bit, which doesn't happen with a brush. So, next stage is the eyeliner. Now, I actually think this is a good eyeliner look for beginners who want to do something a bit more unusual. People may disagree with me, but basically I think because you've got the dots breaking up the line and adding to it, it's not going to be as evident if your plain base eyeliner isn't quite as matchy perfect on either side. So I'm just using two Illamasqua liquid liners for this. The black one is Abyss. Yep. Mine's is a little... That's not the right eye. Mine's just getting a little bit old, so bear with me if I'm a little bit longer. Now with this look I do less of a... less of a curve to my eyeliner. Usually I would have it kind of curving wider in the middle and be very curvy with my flick. It's a little bit straighter. So I'm still going to make attempts to have my flicks even, but as I said, it's just not as big of an issue with this look because of the dots. I think I definitely need a new eyeliner. The applicator is getting a wee bit scratchy and I feel like I'm going over it a bit more to keep it even. Okay, so next I'm just going to put the applicator back in and wiggle it around just to try and make sure I've definitely got liner on the very tip, and then just tilt your head back a bit and just start doing dots. I kind of focus on angling up this way, starting from a little bit further in than where I finished up the green eyeshadow. And you can do different sizes. And just read it when necessary. It's easier to read it than have to scribble about to get your dots. I think I went a little bit higher. So that's some extra ones on the other side. And then the white eyeliner I've used is the Illamasqua liquid one. I don't want to try and do this with a pencil. So their white liner is called Scribe. And I'm just going to start dotting anywhere I want in between those black ones. And then I also bring a few of the white ones onto the liner. Again, starting just in the middle. I always try and do a white one overlapping the line. I find if there's not any kind of overlapping the edge of the eyeliner, it doesn't look as coherent, I guess is the best word to use. it looks like you've done dots on your eyelids and dots on your eyeliner rather than that there's dots coming onto your eyeliner. And there. Right. So that is that. So as you can see, I don't think this eyeliner looked amazing before it started, but you can't really tell now that it's got the dots going on, which is why, as I said, I think actually is a decent, unusual, artistic, whatever you want to call it, feature eyeliner for beginners. So mascara, I'm just going to throw on some Benefit Bad Gal Lash. This is getting a little bit on the old side as well. Got a few things that need replacing just now. Although I've got other mascaras, I just need to accept that this one's done and move on to the other ones. Ooh, and just splattered mascara, but again, hey, with this look it almost doesn't matter. So, blusher wise, I'm just going to use NARS Orgasm. I love this peach colour, lovely, lovely, lovely. And MAC 129, it looks a bit scary on the brush, it's not going to go on like that, I promise you. And when I use this blusher, I tend not to use a highlighter, I just don't feel it needs it because it does have all that shimmer in there. So I don't feel the need to use a separate one. I've got a little bit of fallout going on, but to be honest, because I feel this looks based off of feathers, I don't feel having like a dusting underneath harms the look in any way. If you want to clear it up, knock yourself out, but I don't want to. So I had a bit of lip balm on there. Gloss, I'm just going to go for a neutral one. This is actually MAC's Love Nectar, which has been well loved, which is why the casing looks a bit scabby. I think this could also, or I know this also works well with a deep pink, but I just feel more like using this today. Alright, so that is our finished look. If you wanted to take this a stage further, there's plenty of false eyelashes in the market with feathers involved in them, and they would probably look amazing with this. Just simply, for me at the moment, it is 8:30 on a Tuesday night, so I'm not going to apply feathery false eyelashes, just to take them off to go to bed, to go to work tomorrow. So, as I said, that's the finished look. Any questions at all about products, whatever, any requests, leave a comment and I'll get back to you, or make a video instead.